On August 8, 1962, Westwood Memorial Cemetery was anything but a place of quiet reflection. It had become a pressure cooker of extreme tension. Hundreds of reporters and photographers surrounded every entrance, willing to spend a fortune, rumored to be as much as $30,000, equivalent to roughly $300,000 today, for a single close-up photograph from inside Marilyn Monroe's coffin. At the center of this chaos stood Alan Abbott, co-owner of the renowned funeral home, a man who remained silent for more than 60 years. Today, for the first time, he chose to lift the veil on what truly happened inside that heavily restricted space. To shield the scene from public scrutiny, Pinkerton security guards were hired to control the entire area. Every window in the building was covered with thick black curtains, turning the farewell venue of the world's most glamorous icon into an isolated fortress. No one was allowed in, and not a single ray of light was allowed out. But behind those locked doors, there was none of the luxury Hollywood was known for. Instead, there was a horrifying reality. Marilyn Monroe, the woman once admired and desired by the entire world, lay there without the spotlight, without the flawless makeup, leaving only the devastation of death and secrets buried alongside her. It was the day Hollywood officially lost its muse, leaving behind not only a legend, but also a trail of painful questions that remain unanswered to this day. Who was really there, and what were they searching for in the final moments of a life torn apart by power? While the world outside the cemetery gates was consumed by curiosity, the atmosphere inside the cold preparation room was thick with fear and hidden secrets. When Marilyn Monroe's body arrived, it was not the radiant goddess from the silver screen, but a figure marked by loneliness and tragedy. Marilyn was placed in a simple black body bag. When it was opened, those present reportedly held their breath. Her skin, once regarded as a symbol of perfection, was now mottled with greyish-purple discoloration. Her body was swollen, and her neck appeared unusually enlarged, reflecting a death far less peaceful than the media attempted to portray. It was the image of a soul exhausted by life to its very last drop. But the unsettling details did not end there. Just before the embalming process began, the room was entered by two unidentified men. They did not introduce themselves and merely stated that they were federal agents. Despite objections from the funeral home staff, they demanded access to the coffin. They had not come to pay their respects, they had come to inspect. With cold, focused eyes, they examined the neck and chest area of the body. What were they searching for? An injection mark? A hidden note? Or evidence connected to the private encounters the American icon may have had with some of the most powerful individuals in the world? To restore her appearance before the public viewing, the funeral home's staff reportedly faced an extensive and difficult reconstruction process. Mrs. Hamrock, co-owner of the funeral home, carefully used cotton padding inside the bra to recreate Marilyn's famous silhouette, because the inserts provided by the family were no longer sufficient to compensate for the changes caused by death. Her golden blonde hair, one of her defining trademarks, had been partially removed during the autopsy, forcing the team to use a wig from her final film to conceal that harsh reality. In that moment, Alan Abbott, the man who would later break his silence, performed an act that many would find haunting. From a pile of discarded belongings, he picked up two old bra inserts and a lock of Marilyn's blonde hair. He kept them as though trying to preserve one final fragment of the woman the world had adored, yet seemingly abandoned in her final hours. The contrast between her glamorous screen image and what remained inside the silk-lined coffin created a heartbreaking sense of sorrow, prompting a painful question. Why did a star as brilliant as Marilyn have to leave the world amid such destruction and cruelty? While the alleged federal agents lingered with questions about evidence and national secrets, another man was facing his own grief inside the chapel. That man was Joe DiMaggio, former husband, former lover, and perhaps the only person who truly entered Marilyn Monroe's life as a human being, rather than as one of Hollywood's glittering possessions. DiMaggio took complete control of the arrangements. He refused to allow powerful studio executives, politicians, or reporters anywhere near her body. He limited the funeral guest list to just 31 people. For Joe, This was not a social event. It was a private farewell that he was determined to protect until the very end. During the long nights leading up to the funeral, the preparation room became eerily quiet. DiMaggio kept watch beside the coffin. In the dim light, witnesses reportedly saw the legendary baseball star, a man known for his stoic and disciplined exterior, break down in grief. He whispered apologies and memories known only to the two of them. He cried, and tears fell onto the silk lining of the coffin, as if he were trying to warm a body that had long since grown cold. But Joe's presence was not only about love, it was also about protection. Rumors of a red diary, allegedly containing sensitive details about Marilyn's relationship with members of the Kennedy family, spread relentlessly. Some believed that Joe DiMaggio stood guard not only out of sorrow but also out of duty. If such a diary existed, he reportedly believed it could destroy what remained of Marilyn's reputation, and he would not allow anyone, whether from the FBI or any other authority, to get their hands on those secrets. Pat Spinelli, the funeral home's night manager, later recalled sleeping beside Marilyn's open coffin to prevent curious intruders or daring photographers from breaking in. The entire funeral setting was overshadowed by an atmosphere of constant vigilance. Marilyn, resting in a green silk-lined coffin, seemed like a fading flower at the center of a silent struggle. Beneath the layers of makeup and restorative work, her face appeared to retain a dreamlike quality. But Joe knew that behind that appearance lay the damage inflicted by a world that had used her, worn her down, and ultimately cast her aside. He became the final witness and the final shield protecting Marilyn from the relentless curiosity of the crowd beyond the walls. On August 8, 1962, when the polished bronze coffin emerged through the chapel doors, the silence shattered instantly. Hundreds of camera shutters clicked in unison from behind the barriers. The rapid, sharp sound resembled the noise of a firing line. Even in her final departure from this world, Marilyn was denied a moment of peace. She remained a target, a trophy claimed by a ruthless Hollywood culture. The funeral itself was solemn and emotionally charged. Lee Strasberg, the acting coach Marilyn deeply respected, delivered a eulogy in a voice filled with emotion. She endured the blows of fate and the harshness of the world, but now she belongs to eternity. Yet, could eternity truly grant her the peace she had been denied in life? Questions surrounding the alleged red diary and its rumored contents concerning her relationship with members of the Kennedy family continued to linger like shadows that refused to disappear. People still wonder whether it was destroyed or remains hidden away in some secure government archive. Likewise, the mysterious appearance of the men claiming to be agents in the preparation room remains an enduring mystery. Were they genuinely searching for evidence to protect national interests, or were they simply cleaning up after a carefully orchestrated operation? The stark contrast between the radiant, glamorous blonde icon seen on screen and the swollen, damaged body described inside the preparation room has fueled decades of speculation, ensuring that theories about body substitution or a staged death never truly disappear. Marilyn Monroe departed amid extraordinary secrecy and powerful interests. She left behind an immortal legend, but the price of that fame may have been the permanent burial of the truth about her final days behind locked doors. Witnesses, such as Alan Abbott, carried their secrets with them to the grave, leaving future generations to confront the painful reality hidden beneath the glittering image of a lonely star. We have now closed this haunting chapter on Marilyn Monroe, a woman admired by the world whose life ended amid the cold calculations of power. Do you feel that tragedy behind the glory has revealed at least part of the harsh truth hidden beneath that dazzling spotlight? And remember, the journey of uncovering the untold stories behind famous performers is far from over. A long list of actors and actresses is still waiting to share stories that have never been fully told. Let me know which name you would like us to explore next.